Hey guys, what's up? This is take 3 on how to tune a trophy truck. Oh my god, I am bad at this. But hopefully this is the one. Please. Okay, let's get started. So first things first, get your trophy truck. My trophy truck right here is just a Gabriel D series with an off-road frame thrown on it and these bigger trophy truck tires. But you can make yours whatever you want. The tuning process should be the same as long as you have the off-road frame. So, let's get started. First thing you want to do, go to vehicle config and tuning. First thing you see is bypass shocks. I'll show you what bypass shocks are real quick. Bypass shocks is this big looking thing right here. So this regulates the flow of oil throughout your rear suspension. There is one on the front too, but the one we're looking at is in the rear. And the flow of oil basically regulates how much dampening your suspension has. So the more oil flow you have, the freer your suspension will be able to move because there isn't going to be as much oil pressure. So short compression, this is 0 to 40% of your travel. This is just regular light bumps, like maybe a little rock here and there. You can make this pretty soft. You can have a lot of oil flow. I usually take it up to like 75. Mid compression, same thing as short compression. You just maybe don't make it as soft because you don't want to be maxing out. I usually keep it at around 45. And long compression, this is your oil flow like really deep into your suspension travel. So I usually keep this one the same, or I maybe turn it up to 25. I say 30 is the max, but I keep it at 25. Also, one thing to note, if you're taking really big jumps, you want to turn this down. Because, if you take big jumps like this, you're going to be maxing out like crazy, losing control and stuff. So turn your oil flow down if you're taking big jumps. But if you're just doing general off-roading, this should be fine for you. And rebounds, this one's pretty straightforward. It determines how fast your suspension retracts to its normal hang on, wait, I said that wrong. So rebound determines how fast your suspension rebounds from like a bump. So the more rebound you have, the faster it's going to recover from a big bump, but the less you have, the slower it's going to rebound. But I usually turn it down because if you have it really high, it can make your suspension feel pretty dead. So I usually maybe turn it down to like 18. Long rebound, same thing as short rebound, just deep into your travel. Compression dampening. So this one slider controls the general dampening of all of these. So this is like I usually turn it down a little bit again for the plusher ride. But if you're taking big jumps, turn it up a little bit. Rebound dampening. This one slide controls these two. Again, turn it down a little bit. Okay, now we're to the rear. The rear is basically the same story as the front, except there's not as much weight back here, so you can afford to make it a bit softer. Because, as you can see, there's an engine up here and there's just a tire back here. So I usually turn this up to 80. But you don't have to do that, because that is pretty soft. You can turn it down to 75 or 70, but 80 is just my personal preference. Medium compression, same thing as short compression, just halfway through your suspension travel. Probably turn this one up to 50. Long compression, again, maybe don't touch this one unless you're taking big jumps. Max is probably 35 for the rear. I'll keep it at 30. Short rebound, same thing as rebound in the front, except in the rear. So maybe turn it down a little bit. Compression dampening, again, this one slider controls all of these. So if you want less overall dampening, turn it down. If you want more overall dampening, turn it up. And rebound dampening, this one controls these two. Maybe turn it down a little bit. And there you go. You get the hardboard over. What's it called? Bypass shocks are really complicated in this game. As you can see, there's like a whole lot of things you can adjust. But once you actually know what they do, it is pretty straightforward, so don't worry. But now we're over to coilovers. This is the simple part. This is the spring and the little shock. So that little shock doesn't do very much. You don't really have to touch it unless you're like super fine tuning. So I'm not gonna touch it right now. I might make a more in-depth video, but for now we're just doing general tuning. So you can leave all this stuff alone. But one thing you absolutely do want to do is turn up your spring height so you can get the max travel. But as you can see, that made the suspension pretty stiff and it's pretty high up off the ground now. So to compensate for that, you want to turn the spring rate down. I usually put it about right here for the rear. You can make it pretty soft. And same thing for the front. Turn the spring rate down a little bit. And after you're tuning, make sure your truck is level. Because if your back is higher than the front, or if the front is higher than the back, it's gonna be pretty unstable and hard to control. Also, I will show y'all an underrated tip that no one really talks about. Your tire pressure plays a big factor in how well you absorb bumps. Because look, see how thick this tire is? That's a lot of space to like absorb a bit of that bump. So you can take a lot of that tire pressure out, maybe 8. You can go even lower if you're out crawling, but I say the minimum for actual just like regular trophy truck driving is probably 8. But this will make a pretty big difference, so adjust that how you will. And yeah, there you go, you tuned your trophy truck. Good job. I will do a little test run. Here we go. There you go. A little bit of tuning and you can go 100+ miles per hour on a rough road like that. So yeah, that's the basics of how to tune your trophy truck. If you want a more in-depth video, let me know in the comments. Or if you want some other BeamNG stuff, let me know, because I love this game. Over 100 hours in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.